What is up, you guys? This is the Fallout What If You're here, and today I'm going to do part 3 to What If Deku was the God of War. Now, I've been through a lot over the past 3 days, and I wasn't feeling good. Shout out to Last of Us 21, Patrick Thornhill, freaking, I forgot what his name, I forgot what his YouTuber name is, but we called him Dylan. Shout out to Dylan. Not only that, I guess a little bit of Quentin, or TTV Loki. Who else? Sam Rasai, Mr. Philip Walker, the Mr. British man right there, Mr. Aizawa. Let's see, Neko. And yeah, many more, but I just wanted to thank these people. They actually got me through tougher times, and now I'm ready to do What Ifing again. The way it should be. So, now what's going to happen is this. Basically, give me a second here. Alright, now, how do I say this? In the 2 weeks, freaking, basically the 2 weeks, Deku went to freaking Kratos, and Kratos is sick. Right now, he's not very well. He's not gonna die, but he's not feeling well. Let's say 7 years, or no, not 7 years. Let's just say that 7 days. Basically a whole week, Deku took care of freaking Kratos with Atreus, and Atreus is glad that she is very glad that Deku is helping him. She is glad that Deku is helping him, tending to his wounds, or tending to his, his freaking, everything about him. He's basically helping him with, eating and all that stuff, because even though Kratos is old, he shouldn't be sick. But because of his old god powers, he's not used to that. Basically letting go of something and now using his father's side. Kratos says that he hates that side. He knows what he can do with it. It's not that he can't use it at all. I mean, he can if he trains himself again, but he doesn't know if he wants to use it. He doesn't want to use that part of him that basically ruined his whole life. He doesn't want to accept the fact that he may have to rely on that. And basically, freaking Atreus and Izuku are basically helping him out. They're cheering him up. They're telling him that he can use it. It's his side. And Deku feels sad because he can't do anything else. Kratos goes to sleep, and Atreus and Deku are talking. Basically talking about the school, the Fallout I mean the freaking, not the Fallout Festival. I mean the freaking, USJ Festival, Sports Festival. They are talking about that. Right now, at what's called outside, they're just walking around the place. And freaking Atreus says that she misses him. It's been a long time, but yeah, she wants to catch up. And Deku says, yes, we'll catch up, but right now, we just gotta worry about him. And she says, things haven't been the same while you're gone. He kinda missed you, or he missed his axe. But I'm sure he missed you. And Deku's like, yeah, you missed me. Iffy. What a kind soul he is, that man. But this is when she said, I missed you too. I wish you didn't have to go. And Deku says, yes, I know. I wish I didn't have to go either. I missed playing around with you, or, having fun. And she says, do you know when you'll ever come back? And Deku says, yes, I'll come back soon. Don't worry, I got this all under control. And she says, alright. And she kisses him. And Deku says, well, hold on, what do you, what are you doing? Uh, uh, and basically, Tracer said, isn't that obvious, Izuku? I'm kissing you. And basically Taki's like, but, wait a minute, wouldn't your father not be okay with this? And she says, my father's sick right now, what's the worst he's going to do? And basically, Taki's like, fair point, but it's, and he says, is it because I'm not girly enough like that Momo person? And he says, wait a minute, how did you... Oh, yeah, you were there. Well, yeah, she's girly and cute and all, and yeah, I mean, what guy wouldn't want to go out with her? I mean, she's really good at... She's really good in how she looks. And Atreus is like, well, if I look like that, would you go out with me? And Deku was like, well, I'm going out with somebody, but... And she said, it doesn't matter if you're going out with somebody. Would you go out with me? And Deku's like, why are you talking about this all of a sudden? And she's twiddling her thumbs, and she's just saying, well, basically, she's blushing and she's red. Deku can see this, and he probably knows the answer to that, but he just wants to hear it out of her. She's, looking straight at his eyes. And she says, Izuku, I like you a lot. So much so that I like you more than I like food. I like you more than I like fighting with father. I like it more than my adventures. I like you a lot. And maybe I hope that you probably have the same exact feelings for me. Or more or less. And Deku says, yeah. Averting his eyes and looking on the floor, telling Atreus, look, Atreus, right now it's complicated. I mean, yeah, I would go out with you in a minute or a heartbeat, but at the same time, I have things to do. So going to you wouldn't be easy. You wouldn't want to be always waiting for me. And she says, yeah, but I can also teleport as well. And she says, wait a minute, you can? Yes, I found out that I could teleport from place to place, but I can't teleport across the whole seven seas or all that stuff. I can teleport to one of the places where I used to be at, but it takes up a lot of my energy, and then going through the portal and going to your world, that was nothing. But then after that, I had to pinpoint where you were. It's kind of complicated. She mumbles on for a couple of seconds, and then after that, she says, look, it doesn't matter how long it will take. I'll come to you as well. I mean, what's the worst that you're going to happen? It's not like you're dating, like, a lot of people. And she is very wrong on that. Deku is going to date people. It's just, it's not going to all happen in a heartbeat. Basically, I'm not going to include Mai because, basically, Mai is more of a side character, and not only that, I actually did one. I'm actually doing one for the God of War series, but it's actually the Brock and Sindri one, which a lot of you guys liked, so I will do that. But I also have another one coming out soon, and lucky for you, I love this one. Or at least me and the others actually made it. So, anyway. Deku smiles at her, and she's saying, are you okay? And Deku says, yeah, but I'll wait for you as well. If you ever do go to my world, you can follow me, or basically I will need somebody to have my back once your dad feels okay. And she says, is that a promise? She's looking at him, and Deku looks at her, and he's all like, yeah, that's a promise. You have nothing to worry about. Now, I got to go. And Deku's just walking, and she basically she's a little bit embarrassed, but the fact of the matter is Deku said yes and no at the same time, so she knows that Deku likes her. She just knows that freaking how would I say it? Basically, she knows the whole fact of the matter is that Deku is going to be very, very Deku's going to be very, very lucky in life. His luck is going to change by a lot. And guess what? Basically, how would I say it? Oh yeah, he goes back home, and he basically goes with basically to his house with Bakugou and his mother, and basically Deku says, "Hi, dear." And I forgot if Bakugou doesn't know about this or not, but let's say that he doesn't know. He doesn't know at all. He's not going to say just yet. Deku's like, "Oh boy, I get to meet my son-in-law, or basically my stepson." So Deku just goes to Mitsuki, and Deku sees Deku sees freaking Bakugou, and he sees Mitsuki, and he's all like, basically Bakugou is just eating, and Mitsuki says, "Oh, hi, Izuku dear," or something like that, and Bakugou's like, "Izuku dear?" And she says, "Yes, I am just calling him Izuku dear," or something like that. "Is there a problem with that, Bakugou?" And Bakugou is just eating his food. He's like, "No, not at all. I don't care if the nerd's here." And basically, Bakugou is like mad at him, thinking to himself, "How did he get so strong? This is not the same Izuku that I fought before, or that I bullied. No, something's changed about him. Something's different. I don't know why, but I have a feeling that he may be a little... Don't know just yet. I'll find out soon enough." And basically, Izuku's like, "Oh, hi, Mitsuki-san," or whatever he calls her. And basically, they're eating, and basically, Deku tells them that he's done, because he truly is done with his food. Deku is eating, but he doesn't actually taste all the stuff. He's just wondering if Kratos is going to be alright. Or maybe if it's his time. He doesn't think about it too much. After all, he's just sick. That's pretty much it. Izuku has heard from Amir about stories far and wide about the adventures that he had. Basically, Deku is just wondering how everything is, or I don't know how to explain it correctly, but he thinks that he might be alright. He thinks that maybe there's some hope within Kratos. He knows that he isn't going to die. Kratos is too strong to die. And like I said, he isn't going to die, but he is at the same time. I'll explain it in probably part 4 and such. But, basically the next day, Mitsuki and Izuku were sleeping together. Bakugou doesn't even bother to go to her room, or to his mother's room, because he doesn't always care. He's like, whatever she's doing, I don't care. Basically, if she's asleep, she's asleep. If she's not, she's not. Now, anyway. What if Goku was in High School DxD? Was in High School D... Okay, anyway. So, Deku is just with her, snuggling up, and they're cuddling together. Basically, Deku likes holding her because it feels nice. The warm feeling of it just makes him feel happy. And she says, "Good morning, dear." And Izuku's like, "Good morning. How did you sleep? How did you sleep yesterday?" And she said, "I slept like a rock." Now, they haven't done it. Well, they have and they haven't. They did their own making out sessions and all that stuff. But Deku is just saying, well, that's good. Anyway, I think Bakugou's up. And she's all like, oh, yes, yes. He's up and all that stuff. I can hear him pouring a bowl of cereal and all. And Deku is basically all dressed up. Well, he doesn't actually have to dress up. He's always wearing a tank top around the house. And he says, hey, Bakugou. And he's like, what do you want, nerd? And Deku's like, oh, nothing. Just wanted to see how you're doing. And basically, freaking Deku he's not mean to him because he just thinks that there's nothing to get mad about anymore. Bakugou is the least of his worries by far. But he knows that if Bakugou wants to fight him one day, he will have to fight him. Bakugou's somebody who likes doing that. So once Deku just bashes his face in, then he'll tell him everything. Or probably not. It depends all on him, actually. But Deku is just jogging and all that stuff. And running, basically swimming, lifting, and basically, how do I say it? Training. Because he is ready to actually use the Chaos Blades. When he uses them at first, it's kind of hot. Because his skin has gotten used to the fire already. After training at the other world. But in this world, it's kind of more different. It's kind of hard to control something that... Well, it's hard to control something when the gravity makes you much more stronger. Because Deku has been there for quite a while, and he actually gotten stronger, and the effects of it actually passed on to Deku. So Deku's faster than everybody by, what, 2 times faster? Well, let's say 3. After that, basically 4 times stronger. And after that, mixed in with the God of War powers, basically he's 15 times stronger than them. His resistance is quadruple that. Let's see. After all that happening... Yeah, Deku can also shoot fire out of one of his hands and then ice on the other. So basically, he can use ice attacks and fire attacks, which is kind of like Todoroki's, but way more advanced. Freaking, Deku knows how to control his flames and how to use them, and his ice as well. While Todoroki can, basically just make them burst out of his whole body. Now, we get to the whole point where Deku meets Kirishima, and they spar because Deku needs a sparring partner. And Kirishima is one of the best sparring partners that he could ever get. Besides, even though Kirishima's a girl, she's still a Red Riot. So Deku and her start fighting, but Deku met her near the freaking pub or a bar or whatever that is. Because, let's say this, Kirishima talks to some of the bikers, and since she likes how they look and all that stuff because it looks manly, basically she does all that. And Deku just calls her. Kirishima feels happy. But Deku and her don't talk like they do usually. Because Kirishima basically has a love spot for him. Why does she have a love spot for him? Because Deku technically showed his emotions. And not only that, freaking Deku calmed himself down and actually was happy about Kirishima helping him out. Basically, Kirishima saw how, I don't know, she saw a spark go within her when Deku, thanked her and all that stuff. And she basically is kind of, she's basically, how would I say this? Let's say that she's basically, not concentrating. And because of her not concentrating, Deku is getting a little more of the best of her. Basically, actually getting some good hits in. Kirishima tries to use her unbreakable form, but that doesn't work for too long because Deku is already beating her. And basically, Kirishima kicked him in the face while Deku grabbed her leg and just flung her to the other side of the tree. Deku ran up to her and basically broke the tree while charging through her. And after that, 2 seconds later, if not, basically she would have broken her back. But because she used the whole hardening quirk, or basically her hardening technique, she's alive. Jeez. As the tree that she used, how would I say this? The tree that she used, or no, the tree that she broke with her hardening quirk lasted for 2 more seconds. Then she got out of it. After that, she was like, Izuku, you didn't have to go that hard. And Deku says, but wait a minute, we usually spar, back then we kind of sparred like this. Or, well, not back then, but you helped me train a little bit, even if it was just for, what, a good 2 hours? But you were actually much more better than this. Are you okay or anything like that? And Kirishima is blushing, but she says, yeah, I'm just, just a little clumsy today. I promise this won't happen again, Izuku. And Deku's like, okay. Well, I'm glad that you feel better now. And she's, basically Deku pats her on the head, and she says, look, it's time for us to go now. And basically Deku is walking, and he sees a couple of shards of tree bark on his back, or at least stuck to it. And she's all like, Izuku, you actually got some tree bark on you. And Deku's like, oh, can you wipe that off? I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. And she starts, she grabs his back and starts plucking the freaking sticks and some of the freaking stone, or at least a bit of rock on it off of him. And she feels his back. Now, his back is very strong. Not only that, when she touched it, it felt like it was made out of rock itself. She started tapping and all that stuff. And after that, she basically hugged him. And she thought that this was a nice feeling. After that, Deku says, Kirishima, although you are very pretty, it's kind of nerve-wracking when you do that. And she realizes what she did, and she says, sorry, Izuku, I didn't mean for that to happen. Is it hot outside today? It's kind of hot outside today. Hot outside today. I think we should, hurry this up. And Deku's like, Kirishima, if you're not feeling well, come here. Basically grabbing his forehead and putting it with hers. She basically feels Deku's, the heat coming off of Deku. Not only that, her face is close with his. And after that, she is basically dizzy and passes out. Now, Deku picks her up and says, Kirishima, if you're sick, you should have told me something. Now look at you. Not only that, now I found out that you probably have a love thing. You probably have a crush on me. Because now Deku isn't stupid. No. Deku is not stupid. He felt something was up with her. But he didn't know that she liked him. He probably thought that she was scared of him. Which, he's happy the fact that she is not, basically she's not scared of him. But now the fact of the matter is that she likes him. Basically, the girls that he's interacted with, he kind of had a soft spot for, because they were always nice to him. But now, all of a sudden, basically he finds out that Atreus likes him, Kirishima has possibly liked him, and he does not know about Momo at all. But probably Momo doesn't have feelings for him. But hey, that's a possibility. So, Deku goes around and talks with with Mitsuki, and they go on their little date. Bakugou's in the house, basically doing his thing, and Deku just goes around with her eating, basically, let's say they're going out for a sandwich. Now, Deku and her, or Deku and Mitsuki, basically talk about how Bakugou is, how Bakugou is doing bad at school, or basically how much of a jerk he is to everyone. He tells Mitsuki that basically Bakugou is still being, he's still being himself. And she's like, that's a bad thing, isn't it? Deku says, yes, it is. It's a very bad thing. Basically, Bakugou is going to have a lot of, he's basically going to bully people probably in the future. I'll try to talk some sense out of him, or talk some sense to him. But you know how he could be. Anyway, Deku just goes with her eating a sandwich, and Deku basically walks to her and basically licks a little bit off her cheek because it basically had a bit of I don't know, let's say mustard or ketchup, whatever it had, and basically Deku's like, that tastes delicious. And she's telling him, Izuku, not in front of the other people. And Deku says, sorry, I couldn't help it. And she's all like, wow, she reminds me less of Inko, but I may not ever get my best friend back. But maybe I'm probably getting something else. She's basically happy for the fact that even though Inko is gone, she thought that maybe there was some, at least the last part of Inko. And not only that, there's going to be much more happening as well. Now, Deku goes around and is with Mitsuki, and they basically go around the park, and they basically sleeping. Basically, she's sleeping on his shoulder, and Deku is sleeping, putting his head on her top of her head, and they're passed out. And after that, Deku is thinking that he's probably going to feel happy after this. And this is when we're just going to cut out because basically they go to the house and they basically go to sleep with each other. And after that, Deku goes and basically Deku goes to school and to the USJ. Oh, not the USJ. The UA Sports Festival. Now, Deku goes with her, or with Bakugou, because Mitsuki, she takes them, she probably just takes them to school. And Deku says, "Alright, thanks, Mitsuki. I'll do my best for you." And Bakugou says, "I'm going to be the number one." And freaking Mitsuki tells him to shut up and just let Deku feel happy for once. And Deku's all like, "It's alright, I understand." And freaking Bakugou is muttering out, "Damn nerd." Or something, So, Deku goes around and, basically meets all the other students. And they go do, their thing. Deku meets Mai, and they say their hellos and all that stuff. Bakugou is there, and she basically, sees Deku. Deku is smiling up to her, and just, trying to say, "Hi, Kirishima." And she's like, "Oh, hey, Deku. How are you doing today?" And Deku's like, "Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. I think I'm going to get first place in all this." And freaking Kirishima's like, "You too, huh? Well, I'll try my very best." And Deku's like, "That's the spirit. Let's keep going. Let's rise to the top and keep going on this." Now, Deku and freaking basically Deku and the others basically go to the stadium. After that, well, yeah, they go to the stadium. Deku just does his speech, and he says, "I'm going to do my best to become the number one, the first place around here, and I'm going to try my hardest and use all the strength, everything that I've got. Not only that, I'm going to try to get first place. So, I hope you all do your best, and let's all go beyond plus ultra." And all of them are basically like, yeah, and they're like, yeah, and everybody's like, look at them graphics. So I'm sorry. Everybody is like cheering for Deku, and Deku just gets off the stage, and basically all of them are going to race. 3, 2, 1, and go. Now, Todoroki just uses the ice, while Deku grabs his sword, or basically his Chaos Blades, and smashes the freaking ground, causing an eruption, breaking the ice all immediately. Kirishima, the others go over there because Deku basically was in the back after. Okay. Deku and the others basically was basically in the back because, well, he kind of got late after he was, after he had to go to the bathroom. Why? Well, because he forgot to use it after, eating and going out to lunch. So Deku forgot to use it, ran all the way to the freaking, how would I say it? Ran to the freaking restroom, and after that, washed his hands and did all that. So Deku is just running and trying to catch up with the others. Right now, he's passing people left and right, trying to get into the other place. But Deku sees this, let's say, one of the 2-pointers, and Deku grapples the freaking, let's say he grapples the 2-pointer with his Chaos Blades, and he pushes, and Deku grapples the freaking 2-pointer. After that, he jumps while pulling it, causing him to catapult himself, breaking the freaking 2-pointer's head, and, punting it across the field. Then that means that Deku has much more advantage, and basically passes up, let's say, oh no, just some random person. Let's say Agakure. He passed up Agakure, and keeps running. And this is when Deku is, passing a couple of other people. Some of them you try to use their quirks on Deku. Let's say Deku, they used like a wind quirk, or I don't know, like some kind of basic quirk. Let's say this. One of them used a freaking like a push quirk, where basically it tries to push somebody away, like something like that. And Deku didn't care and kept breaking through the pushing stages. And somebody had like a paralyzation quirk, but no matter what, Deku kept running and ran even faster, because every time the guy used the paralyzation quirk, it just pushed Deku to keep going harder and stronger. Or it pushed Deku to keep going, no matter what. So the other guy was, scared. Deku grabs his Chaos Blades, and it looks like Deku's eyes are basically white, and it looks like Deku is very mad. Throwing the Chaos Blades past the guy's head, and he thought that the guy was going to get his head cut off, but no. Deku threw it on the floor and basically catapulted himself once again. After that, passing some of the other people, and then after that, he gets up to freaking Kirishima, running even faster now because he knows he has to keep going, and passing her, saying, "I'll see you in the I'll see you afterwards." And then Kirishima was like, "What does he mean by he'll see me afterwards? What does he mean by that?" Basically thinking of all that stuff. but she still has to keep going. After that, we'll say this, that he passed 2 more people, and then he gets to Bakugou and Todoroki. So, Bakugou's like, wait a minute, how does he keep going? Todoroki's like, yeah, I know that he wasn't in front of, with us, nor in the middle, but he was in the very back. Wow, this guy's very fast. And Deku just keeps running. Then they get to the whole bomb situation here. And this is when Deku just went. And, okay. Deku just grabs his Chaos Blades and does a spin between them and hits the freaking ground, causing all the explosions to, well, basically everything to explode. Bakugou and Todoroki are kind of like pushed back and all that stuff because of the bombs. And everybody sees a cloud of smoke, which is all pink. And all they see coming out of the smoke is Deku just keep running and running towards the freaking goal. Now, this is when Deku basically, well, he's running still, and he gets into the first place. After all that, he just basically breathes heavily, and 2 people are there that Deku is glad for. One is known as Atreus, female Atreus, because she found out where Deku was at, and because a week has passed, she wanted to go see him. Her father was good enough, and Mimir, Brock, and Zindri were going to take care of him as well. Now, Deku also has Mitsuki. Why? Well, because Mitsuki, is his girlfriend, and she wants to support her man every step of the way. And basically, Deku took about a good 10,287 steps. Anyway, Deku, man, not only that, I don't know what to say. I think the most I can say is Deku got first place. Now the Calvary battle has taken root. And everybody is looking at Deku with evil eyes. And Deku knows this. So he basically just says, "You do not want this fight. Not one bit." And Deku just looks at them with very angry eyes. Teeth showing, his eyes turn white. And they're all like, yep, not going near him again. Sheesh. Yeah, everybody was like, okay. So, he picks Kirishima. Let's see. Momo. Tokuyami. And Mai. I think those would be 2 good characters. And, let's see. Okay, yeah, he'll pick those characters. Now, Deku was going around and running, or basically the Calvary battle started. Now, Bakugou and Todoroki basically are chasing him. Bakugou because he hates Deku, and the fact of the matter is he still lives with him, so he'll try to jab at Deku every step of the way. Todoroki is basically going to go at him because he has fire and ice. Not only that, he has a stronger quirk. After all that, Deku just basically shot his freaking Chaos Blades left and right, basically trying to ward off anybody who would attack. Somebody used a freaking, let's say a metal quirk, and shot metal out of his hands and all that stuff. And the guy basically saw that his metal was nowhere, strong. Was nowhere near the level of strength that, how would I say this? It was nowhere near as strong as Deku's, Chaos Blades. And after that, Deku shot, his freaking axe at one of them. And they said, "Hey, you missed." And Deku says, "No, I haven't." Basically recalling the axe. and the axe coming by, and the freaking pommel hitting the guy in the freaking face. The guy fell down, and basically their team lost. This is when Todoroki shoots off half of the freaking arena with ice. Deku shoots fire everywhere to make sure that to make sure that Todoroki wouldn't use any kind of cheap tricks. So basically, Bakugou tries to attack him, and this is when Dark Shadow found a way, basically blocked for Deku, and Deku says, "There's no way in hell I'm going to let you try to attack me," and punches him. Bakugou flying, but Zero catching him in the very end. This is when Bakugou, feels kind of dazed, and says, "You damn nerd. There's no way I'll ever let you get by with this." Shooting all the explosions that he can, all the way to freaking Deku. Deku seeing this, and shooting, throwing the freaking axe, and then after that, recalling it, throwing it again, recalling it, throwing it again, recalling it, throwing it again. What am I trying to do here, people? Well, basically something that nobody's thought of. Deku, in the middle of throwing it, has a burst of ice going through. Now, what I'm trying to say is this. When he throws the axe, anytime he wants to, can explode with ice, because Deku is freezing it as fast as he can. So freezing it, then shooting it, and the freaking fire, and then explodes. Basically causing an explosion of ice, which basically protects and shields them from the fiery explosions. Now, we get to the whole freaking 1v1 battles, because time has ran out. Now, Deku and the others, well, basically, Deku himself is telling them that, that basically they were very awesome. He likes how he likes how they are. Give me a second here. Anyway, so Deku, freaking Bakugou, well, everybody who that was still there, basically Deku is fighting different people due to the fact that different teams, basically there's different teams. So Deku's going to be fighting Tetsu. Freaking Bakugou is, well, no, not Bakugou. Let's say, I don't know who. Let's say Mina fighting Shinso and all that stuff. Basically, different people fighting different things. But I'll pick the ones that I like the most. Basically, Deku's going to fight freaking Tetsu. Now, Deku and Tetsu are fighting. Deku gets punched in the face because Tetsu is much more faster than freaking than he anticipated, due to the fact that he forgot that it's a different person. Now, freaking Deku was dodging a couple of his blows, hitting freaking Tetsu in the chest, and after that in the stomach, then punching him in the freaking face. After that, elbowing Tetsu in the freaking jaw. After that, Tetsu just basically, stumbles a couple of feet back. Deku running to him and charging him, grabbing him, and basically, he basically grabs Tetsu in the hand, or in the arms, or around the waist, and does a German suplex. After that, Deku gets out of the whole thing in a matter of seconds, while Tetsu is still on the ground in the same position, grabbing his legs, and then doing a pancake flip, which basically he grabs his legs and then pulls him up, and then does the same kind of thing with the German suplex, but this time Tetsu hitting his face and his front body. And after that, Deku just grabs him by his shirt and by his pants, and then throwing him like luggage. Tetsu loses because basically he lost very hard to him. let's say, basically different people. Let's say Kirishima fights Belly Button Boy and wins, and Deku's rooting for her, and basically Mitsuki and Atreus. Well, basically Atreus first meets friggin' Deku. They talk for a little bit, and basically Deku says, "Yeah, I'm doing very well. Not only that, I got first place, or on all that stuff." She says, "Yeah, I heard. It was kind of hard sneaking around here." And Deku says, "Oh, yeah, right, I forgot. You're technically not from this world." And Deku is like, "How did you get here without being noticed?" And she says, "Well, I can kind of turn invisible. I never done that before. Not only that, basically, it was easy. I kind of tricked them." And Deku says, You're kind of a trickster nowadays." And he says, "Yeah, I know." Ah, jeez. Anyway, Deku, I hope you do well, alright? And Deku says, "Yeah, I'll do my best. Not only that, I'm going to fight to my bitter end when doing all this stuff." And Deku gets kissed by Atreus, and she's like, "Make sure you win for me, alright, you idiot?" And Deku is like, "Yeah, I'll fight for you. You know I will." And he says, "I'm looking forward to it." Now, after all this, Deku fights freaking Dark Shadow. Because I'm not going to try to like, there's going to be different people and all this. You know what? I'll do Todoroki this whole time. Now, these two fight. And Todoroki, without hesitation, shoots out all his fire or his ice. And basically Deku is being encased by ice. And he's like, "Ref, I won." And this is when Deku just basically breaks out of the ice, punching through it and heating himself up at the same time with the fire. And this is when he grabs his Chaos Blades and just puts them all the way up in the air and slams them down, stabbing the floor. This is when Deku breaks the whole freaking ice, or at least the ice that was encasing him or trapping him. And Todoroki's like, "But wait a minute here." And Deku breaks out, running towards freaking what's his name? Freaking Todoroki, and was about to punch him. Todoroki dodged and almost hit him in the freaking head. And this is when he summons his ice again. This is when Deku does the exact same thing, but when freaking Deku broke out of the ice, he was entrapped again. And again and again. This is when Deku's like, there's no way I could try to get out of this without having to use all the fire. And this is when he grabs his Chaos Blades and starts shooting them or spinning them around. And doing this again. He keeps going at it. And he's all like, "This ice isn't even cold enough to actually, this isn't cold enough to actually make me cold at all." And he basically just taps on it a couple of times and it chips a little bit. So he's like, "Yeah, this is basically cold, like, this isn't even the coldest ice ever." And he punches it. Then he punches it again. And again. And again. Until he punches it again. Just going John Henry on this thing. Basically destroying the inside of the freaking ice, the glacier. And Deku just pushes the freaking ice. Well, out of this, summoning his freaking axe. And shooting an ice beam out of the axe. I forgot what it was called. But shooting an ice beam, shooting at freaking Todoroki's freaking fire thing. And Deku's like, yeah, there's no way you can get out of that out of the ice, Todoroki. It's basically useless. And Todoroki's like, what do you mean it's useless? Get this off of me right now. And Deku's like, no. Sorry, but I have to put you down. It's like, that's impossible. So why don't you just use your father's side? Or your fire side? And she's all like, my father? There's no way I'll ever use that man's quirk. And Deku's like, what makes you say that? And this is when he says, because my father was the reason why this happened. And Deku's like, I see. Well, tell you some good news. I know somebody who was exactly like that. But I also know that freaking he's having a tough time as well. And Todoroki's like, do not lie to me, Izuku. I know you're feeling bad for me and trying to give me a story, but that will not work. And this is when Deku says, this isn't a story, this is true. Look, my master, father, whatever you want to call him, he is sick, but he refuses to use his father's side. I guess most of the time because he hates his father for what he's done to him in the past. There's nothing that I can do or say to change his mind so easily. So, sheesh. Sorry about that. Basically, I can't do a thing. But I do know that I could try to help him change his mind. In the very end, even if it doesn't work, I know that I have to change it so that way he can heal himself and he can feel better. And freaking, hold on. Todoroki's like, this isn't true. And Deku says, believe it, whether you want to believe it or not, it is true. I don't have to lie to you at all for nothing. And Todoroki's like, but it's my father's, it's your quirk, Todoroki. Just like it's his power, not his father's anymore, not his father's power. I have to get used to that. Maybe one day I will, one day I won't. I know one thing's for sure. I'm not going to give up, Todoroki. Neither will he, and neither will you. So fight me at 100% of your power, grabbing his Chaos Blades, and saying, because I'm not going to hold back one bit. And Todoroki, seeing how serious he is, the seriousness of his look out in his face, basically, Deku is charging at him. Yeah, he's charging at him, and Todoroki just has the emotion to do it, and basically charge, or basically shoot using half hot, half cold. Deku grabs the freaking thing, because Deku just punched in the freaking air. Or Deku punched, and Todoroki just used half hot, half cold. And basically it exploded. And Deku just says, that's the spirit, Todoroki. But, oh crap, hold on. That's the spirit, Todoroki. But it's no use. It's no use. Grabbing his grabbing his axe, throwing it in the ground, exploding it, having everything, having the whole thing explode, actually scaring Todoroki, and Deku grab his freaking Chaos Blades, hit it to the ground, everything exploded, and Deku and freaking Todoroki How would I say this? Oh, yes. Todoroki, falling because he used everything that he could, even using his ice all the way, so Deku basically freaking won. And now all of a sudden, Deku has to fight Bakugou. The whole thing with the whole fight with that happens, basically Momo lost to, I don't know who I said he fought with, Tokoyami. Tokoyami beat her, and Deku just patted her on the head and said, they're there, Momo. It's alright. Her crying and all this stuff. And basically, he's like, you'll win next time. I believe in you. After that, the whole fight with freaking Deku and Bakugou basically it will go as it would in any kind of fight. Deku just charged at him. Bakugou just uses his explosions and basically keeps shooting at him. And then after that, he would try to use a freaking howitzer impact, and freaking Deku got exploded. Bakugou smiles. Mitsuki feels scared. Atreus feels like he wants to snipe her. She wants to snipe him right now. Freaking Kirishima, since she already lost to Bakugou, yeah, let's say that she lost to Bakugou. Deku was like, or yeah, no. Hold on, Todoroki, sheesh. Atreus wants to snipe him. Freaking Kirishima wanted to help him out, but Deku basically got used to all this fire, and he says, "Is this all the fire you have, Bakugou?" This is. Then I'm disappointed. And Bakugou is all like, "Wait, what'd you say, you nerd? How? This is my explosions. They're supposed to hurt anyone." And this is when Deku's like, "Yeah, true. They were supposed to hit anyone. And it did. But it didn't hurt. You confuse those two a lot, Bakugou. Hurting me and hitting me are two different things. Because you can hit me. But if it hurts, then that's when it truly counts the most. You didn't hurt me at all. Well, you hurt me, but it wasn't very good." And this is when Bakugou gets mad, tries to charge at him, but Deku saw that Bakugou lost the moment he gave in to his anger. He grabs him and just kicks him in the freaking chest, causing him to actually breathe heavily, and Deku kneed him in the face, grabbing him, choking him, and basically Bakugou passing out. This is when he grabs one of his hands and basically slams him to the ground. This is when Bakugou says, I'll never give up. I will defeat you, nerd." And this is when Deku says, No, you will not." Punching him straight in the freaking chin. And Deku saying, "It's over." Deku winning, and All Might is mad. The fact that freaking, how would I say, mad that freaking not Deku, forgot whose name it is. No, he got mad at All Might, All Might got mad at him, at Izuku, because he won, and basically Deku just said, "Oh, hey, All Might. Glad that you're here for me. I thought it was going to be some, perfect woman, but, I tried in the very end." And this is when freaking Bakugou gets mad. He's chained up. Deku wins. All Might's mad at him.
freaking Todoroki, Dark Shadow is still there, and everything in canon happens in the end. Now, I'm going to leave it off here, and basically I either might do that, or a new one, which is what if Deku was betrayed. Now, I'm going to sleep, and I'll talk to you guys later. So, like, comment, and do subscribe to the channel here, people. This has been the Fallout Whatever here. Bye.